There we go. Hello, everyone. Good evening. How are y'all doing this evening? Hello, I'm McFitty. I am a streamer, and I am gonna be streaming Detective Pikachu Returns for the Nintendo Players channel for you guys to check it out. It's obviously been out for a few weeks now. So this is rather than a release stream, it's more of like a post thing. So obviously some of you might have already completed it, some of you have probably played around with it a bit more. But I've never played a Detective Pikachu game before, so this is my first one. So bear with me with how I play it, but I love mystery solving and puzzles and stuff like that. Oh, is it? Hang on. Because I changed it since I used to stream on here. Let me do that. Is that better? Does that sound better? It's because since I streamed on NPUK, I haven't used the new mic that I have, so that's why. I didn't check that out. Thanks for the heads up, Mark. Does that sound better? But yeah, let's get the investigation started. Doubled. Why am I doing double? But it actually sounds doubled. Is that still the case? I don't see anything else coming out. Oh, it's because it's coming from my webcam as well. There we go. Honestly, I don't understand the technical issues. That's what you get when you try and set up stream like half an hour before you're meant to do it. Anyway, there we go. Solved that issue. Technical issues aside, we're ready to get going. I can't decide whether to do the voice language in Japanese or whether to do it in English. That's what I'm trying to work out. Go with the English then. There we go. Hope that the game audio sounds relatively okay. It's not too quiet either. That is very true.
The name's Pikachu, and I'm what you might call a great detective.
I could do with a coffee right about now. I'm feeling
By
Pikachu right now.
Brilliance, I've solved many mysteries. My partner Harry and I ran into some trouble on a case. Harry suddenly disappeared, and I'd lost all my memories. After that, I was wandering the city when I ran into Tim. Somehow, he could understand what I was saying. Our goals were one and the same. Find Detective Harry, because my missing partner just so happened to be Tim's dad. While we were searching for Harry, we uncovered a series of crimes involving R, a chemical that drove Pokemon berserk. Tim and I managed to solve the case and save Rhyme City. And yet... Harry was still missing. Even now, the two of us are still searching for him.
I'm liking the music. It's very like Inspector Pyro type.
Just where the heck did you go?
So it looks like we're looking for Harry, I'm guessing.
And so, to promote an even stronger bond between the people and Pokemon of Rhyme City, I hereby proclaim this day the start of Pokemon Friendship Week. To commemorate this event, we present this award to Tim Goodman and Pikachu, who saved...
Harry!
Pika.
Yeah.
Oh,
Alternate.
Pikachu, I'm
It would have
sorry.
been so cool if they were
I
able
was
to get Ryan
saying I
Reynolds to
better
voice
wrap
over
this speech up.
Pikachu in this. But that probably would have been too expensive.
Wow. You couldn't have picked a worse time to doze off.
Sorry.
Now
I
then,
just need to...
due to our incident of 2 years ago, some of our citizens began to doubt Rhyme
me
City's
see if that
motto,
works.
coexistence with
Because I
Pokemon.
think it was cutting off some of the closed
So to
captions.
those of you who were
Resolve the
affected,
issue.
I offer you my deepest sympathies.
It's easy when it's on my stream. Howard Myers. So he's the mayor.
What's that?
A Corviknight? Oh no, it's coming this way! Sir, follow me! Everyone, get inside right away!
Okay, this Corviknight is going a bit nuts.
What the heck is going on?
Could it be? Or?
Don't think so. Its behavior is different. It's all right. Just calm down.
Oh no! He took the hat!
Pikachu.
Lousy Corviknight. It just made off with my signature hat.
No, not the
My
hat!
dad gave you that hat.
Yeah, we gotta get it back.
Aw, why did they steal the hat? You know how important that hat is to me. They just flew off with it. Crackling. Hang on a sec. Okay. I don't know what that's to do with. Elgato. Oh. The thing is, I'm not getting that crackling when I do it on, when it's coming through here. Right, okay. Give me 2 seconds. Let's see if we can... Let's see what I could do. Thank you. Does it sound better? Okay, that I don't know what I did. That seemed to resolve it, but okay. There we go. Problem solved. And thank you. It's amazing what you can do when you just put things together quickly in a few minutes. Right. It might be where I've not used it for a while.
Whoa!
Okay, I was just testing out the controls. Honestly.
Look,
Don't have a
this
hissy
must
fit
be
at
the
me.
notebook the mayor dropped. Oh, there's something inside. A family photo? This girl looks familiar. Oh, she's the one who didn't look too happy during the mayor's speech.
That's my classmate, Rachel. She knows a lot about Pokemon.
Huh? Whoa, time out. You know her? Why am I just now learning this?
Right. Okay. So we need to return the notebook. We gotta go deal with the Corviknight. Oh no, a passed out pie dove. Right, I feel like I need to read these out rather than just read them. So I'm going to read out the text, but my voiceovers are going to be absolutely crap. Rubbish. Oh my god, I've already started. My bad. Ignore that. Move. Anyway, so, we have no idea who this person is. Right, well, I'm at a loss. Nothing we've tried so far is working. Hey, can you even hear me? You, cut your Pikachu's Pika chatter. Evacuate the area. So obviously all he can hear is just him screaming, Pika Pika! So it's Will Butler. Okay, the other thing is I don't really know names of Pokemon very well as well. So, and what they do. So this is all a new learning curve in that respect. Why did it not come up with his name when it literally just said who he was? I need to track down Corviknight and get this area evacuated, but I can't just leave this pie dove here. Hey, what happened? Calm down, Pikachu. To everyone else, you're just saying Pika Pika. I'm the only one who understands what you're saying. Oh right, sorry. Got a little worked up seeing Pie Dove in such a bad shape. Okay, Tim, it's on you to ask the big guy what went down. Excuse me, what happened here? Oh, you're that young detective. Yes, I'm Tim Goodman, and this is my partner Pikachu. Will Butler, Pokemon Protection Bureau, and this Ordino is with the police department's rescue squad. Ordino. I'll spare you the details right now. We need to help this pie dove. All the wind Corviknight whipped up, blew it around, and knocked it out. Ordino used a move to help Pie Dove recover, but it still hasn't woken up. Ordino. Chief, no civilian injuries to report at this time. Copy that. Great work. Now, I really should get back to leading the evacuation, but I just can't leave Pie Dove here unconscious. You ought to clear out of here, young detective. Mr. Butler, let us help you take care of the Pie Dove. We'll find a way to wake it up. Yeah, let's a couple of greater detectives handle this. You? This is an emergency situation, one that requires my full attention. Maybe I should let you help. Alright, I will leave waking up to the Pie Dove to you. I'm counting on you, young detective. Yes, sir. Let's go, Pikachu. Okay. Go. Go. Hey, why don't we talk to those other pie doves? Sure, let's give it a shot. Right, Right, so we got to talk to the Pydos now. Hold on a sec, Tim. Before we talk to these guys, there's something I need to tell you. Yeah, what is it? Cases don't just pop up when it's convenient for us. I don't gotta tell you that, right? Right. And it's been a good long while since our last case. Well, that's true. So let's hit pause and jog our memories of how we go about investigating a case. We'll do this one by the book, alright? If you say so. Tim, this is our first investigation in a long time. Fortunately, Pydo's injuries are already healed. All we gotta do is find a way to wake it up. Some might call it coincidence, but me? I call it an opportunity for a detective work tutorial. Perfect, right? I suppose. Let's refresh our memory and make sure we conduct a full investigation. Okay, got it. First, let's quickly go over how we investigate. I talk to the Pokemon. Okay. And I talk to the people. Together, the two of us will gather evidence and take testimonies from people and Pokemon and piece them all together to solve the case. Yep, that's how we do it. Exactly. Okay, this round of questioning is all yours, Pikachu. Sure thing, here I go. Hey, Pidove, can I talk to you? I'm guessing you're pals with the unconscious Pidove. Mind if I ask you a couple of questions? No! I just come back with goo. Wait, why don't we get to actually hear what it says? We just hear goo. Okay. It says their friend's taking a nap and won't wake up. So it thinks that unconscious Pidove is just sleeping. Go, go! You really love the smell of... Wait, huh? What's that got to do with anything? What is he saying? Go, go! Nice. Strong aroma makes the sleepy times go away. That's what it's saying. Don't think these Pydos would be more concerned about their unconscious friend instead of chirping about some smell. I'm gathering there's a certain aroma that Pydos are really into. Guess that's all we're gonna get. Maybe we should question some of the other Pydos around here. Hey Tim, come here for a sec. Right, so consulting Pikachu. If you get stuck during an investigation and see the light bulb icon in the lower left corner of the screen, you can press the left button to consult Pikachu and get hints. But I don't want to do that. I don't like using hints, but I'm guessing I have to because of the whole tutorial thing. I'm a little curious about what that Pidove was saying. Yeah, its friend is unconscious, but all it wanted to talk about was an aroma it likes. Yeah. Nice strong aroma makes the sleepy times go away. That's all I could get out of it. Aroma, sleepy times, go away. Wait, what if we talk about using some kind of scent? And what if that scent could wake up its friend? That's it, Tim! If we find the strong aroma that Pidove were chirping about, maybe it'll wake up the unconscious friend. That's what I'm thinking. It's worth a shot at least. But how are we going to find a scent like that? There might be some Pokemon who haven't evacuated yet. Maybe we can ask them. That reminds me. Listen up, Tim. If you're having trouble during an investigation, you can call out to me at any time. And can give you advice discreetly so no one else notices. Of course, you can also just mull things over on your own. But if you get stuck, it might be a good idea to take a break or retrace your step. That's important too. You can press the plus button during gameplay to open the sub-menu. In this menu, you can save the game and change your game settings. You can press L during gameplay to reread recent conversations. Older conversation eventually disappears, so be careful not to forget what was said. Okay, I feel like I need like a notepad or something to make notes of some of these things if need be. But we'll see. Right. We spoke to that Pidove. There's a Pokemon. Okay, run around. Okay, we can't talk to the humans, so we're gonna talk to Magnemite instead. A little jolt from Magnemite here might be just what Pidove needs to wake up. Yeah, you couldn't use your moves, so you have to ask. You can't use your moves, so you have to ask Magnemite to do the jolting for you. Let's not go there. You know I use my moves if I could. Mag. Oh, I'll tell you what the problem is. We've got a Pidove that won't wake up. I was thinking one of the electric type moves could jolt it awake, though probably only as a last resort. Mag. Oh, you'll be willing to help us out? Thanks. If all else fails, we'll hit you up for the electrifying assist. Right. That poor Pidove. If it ends up being electrocuted, that's a bit sort of extreme, is it not? Just talk to... What's this Pokemon? Xatu? Is that how you say that? Okay, yeah, so I can never tell what it's staring at or what it might be thinking. Xatu, okay. But that's the sort of Pokemon who probably got all kinds of incredible knowledge. I don't know about that, but let's try asking if it knows anything about how to wake up Pidove. Way ahead of you. Hey, Xatu. It just stares at you blankly. Can you hear me? Hey. It's not saying anything. I wonder what's wrong. Do? Oh, it wants peace and quiet while it's sunbathing. It's awfully calm given all the commotion going on. Maybe we should try asking someone else. So basically that thing just doesn't care. Oh, there's more Pidoves. And another Pokemon. Aromantis? Or Aromatis? Aroma. You can tell that I don't know Pokemon. What are these Pidoves surrounding you for? Aroma. TC. Aroma TC. Oh, this is throwing my dyslexic brain like out the window. Like seriously. Oh, they started flocking to it as soon as it got here. These Pidoves have been following Aroma TC around. Coo. You're asking it to make the nice aroma. Coo. Hurry up, make the nice aroma. Aroma. The Pidove are really getting on its nerves. It's fine, like, I say things how they're spelled, so this is really doing my dyslexia brain crazy. Seems like these Pidoves are all drawn to a scent that Aroma TC emits, which means it might be able to help us wake up the unconscious Pidove. I hate that word. That word is doing my head in. Good thinking, Pikachu. Let's ask if it's willing to help us out. Hey there. We could use some help. Aromanti. It'll help us out if we can get these Pidove to stop following it around. Aromantius. I'm so confused. I am so confused. Fair enough. Let's talk to the Pidove. Yeah, you have literally just broken me. I have no idea what you were talking about. Aromatease. Okay. Fair enough, let's talk to Pido. I just hope they understand us. Right. Cool. Sorry to ask you this, but could you move, you know, somewhere else? Hey, now that's not the time to stop and smell the aromas. We're trying to help your friend here. So guess what? Pretty soon, Aromatease is gonna go make lots of nice aromas right over there. Cool. They're on board with the nice aromas over there plan. So they'll move. Great. Aromatease should be willing to help us out. Right. Out now, right? Aroma! It's happy to lend a hand now that we've got the Pydos to move. Great, let's take Aromatease back to the square. Oh, why does it keep saying this goddamn word? Ah, okay. Here's the Pydo. Please help it. Aroma. That word is that's draining me. We're not even through the tutorial yet. Oh, and the greenness of the thing is sending my green screen in overdrive.
Oh,
Pydo's awake! Wait, actually, let me... There we go. That might make it a bit better. Pydo's awake! Udino, Udino! Wow. Its scent is nice! But it's kind of like a really strong perfume. I don't get why the Pydo like it so much. Go! Go, go! Go, go, go! For God's sake. Glad you're enjoying it. Imagine clipping that. Me just constantly cooing. Oh man! Oh god, this game's gonna be the end of me, I swear. Yep, you're a huge help. Aromantes. Thanks. Excellent work, young detective. That perked Pydo right up. I didn't even consider getting help from the other Pokemon in the area. Oh yeah, come to think of it, a police officer was calling this big guy Chief. I wonder why. How about you ask him and find out? About you, Mr. Butler. Yes, I'm Will Butler, Chief of the PPB. The PPB? God, that's a bloody tongue twister as well. We're an organisation dedicated to protecting the Pokemon of Rhyme City. The Pokemon Protection Bureau. So it's kind of like the police but focused on Pokemon. I didn't know we had something like that. We've only recently started its official operations. At the moment we're borrowing office space at the Rhyme City Police Station and cooperating with the police. We were dispatched to provide security, but well, just look at what happened. I can't believe a fiasco this big occurred on my watch. It's honestly an embarrassment. We were formed 2 years ago as a response to the infamous art incident. The case you two solved. Back then, Pokemon-related disturbances were happening all over the city. The human and Pokemon resident of Rhyme City were deeply affected by that. Mayor Myers was so shaken by what occurred, he took it upon himself to create the PPB as a countermeasure. He wanted to make sure crimes involving Pokemon like the R incident would never happen again. That's why the organization exists. Isn't keeping the peace the police jobs though? In the past few years, Rhyme City has seen a concerning rise in the number of reported incidents and accidents. The police are struggling to handle so many incidents, including those involving Pokemon. But now, the police can protect the human population of Rhyme City, while the PPB protects the Pokemon. By dividing up the work, we can keep everyone safe. Ah, so that's why the PPB was formed. Just what I'd expect from Rhyme City. Howard really is looking out for us Pokemon, huh? Right, there we go, backward. By the way, young detective, I was watching your investigation earlier and couldn't help but notice. Were you explaining things to Pikachu? Huh? I don't think Pikachu understands what you're telling him though. Unless the two of you can... I'm not actually talking to him, it's more like getting advice. No, that's not it. It's... Oh, I get it. You talk to Pikachu to organise reports. Interesting way to form your deductions if you ask me. Wahaha. Yeah, that's it. Well, we do understand each other, actually. Phew, that was close. I thought he caught on to us. Be careful, usually folks wouldn't believe we can talk to one another. What is this thing about, like, Pokemon being able to talk to, humans? Well, oh no.
Come on, let's chase it down.
Sir!
Sir, yes, sir.
Oh,
It's Corviknight again. Give me back my hat, would ya? The chief went after Corviknight in his patrol car. I bet Corviknight still has my hat. Let's follow it. Eggs. Ah. Those are Pokemon cries. Sounds like they're coming from the direction Corviknight flew off in. Usually it would be psychic power, like Mewtwo. But the Pikachu / Tim... Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, because I've seen obviously the movie Detective Pikachu with Ryan Reynolds, and obviously the reason that he could talk to the Pokemon was because it was his dad. So those are Pokemon cries. Sounds like they're coming from direction Corviknight flew off in. Let's go check it out. Okay, so we can recap. Okay. Zah. Do I talk to it again? I can talk to that one again. And that one.
oh,
Whoa, Pikachu, look. Wow, how do you like these apples? They're scattered all over the place. What a mess. That is a very tall Pokemon. Oh, it's the apple's a Pokemon. What? Applin? I was not expecting that. It's dangerous here, Applin. You should find somewhere they're safe. That's odd. It doesn't seem like it wants to leave. Let's talk to it. Do I need to ask about the Applin? Why not?
Hey,
I haven't seen an Applin in the city before. Where'd you come from? Oh, you got to sleep in a wooden crate, and when you woke up, you're always someplace new. So the apple vendor travels to different locations, and this Applin gets carried along. The apple vendor probably doesn't know about this Applin. Apple! Something suddenly shook it awake a moment ago. I bet that was Corviknight. Same goes for... No. Same goes for these crates getting toppled over. I don't see the apple vendor. They must have evacuated the area. So the wooden crate shook, you got thrown out, and that's when you realised your friend was missing. It got separated, then let's help find its friends. Good. Thinking. How many friends were here with you? 2. Okay, got it. From what Appin said, I think I got what's going on here. But as much as I'd like to go get my hat back from the Corviknight, we can't just abandon a Pokemon in need of our help. Yeah, what kind of great detectives would we be if we didn't lend a helping hand or two along the way? Okay, should we investigate the fallen apples over there? I'll be happy to, if there wasn't a tree in the way. Something about it seems odd to me. Maybe we should investigate that first. Come on, Pikachu, how do you not know that that tree is a Pokemon? Okay. Okay, so we can't investigate because the tree is in the way. What should we do about it? Well, we can't just cut it down. Well, no. Eggs.
Whoa! This tree's an executor!
Oh my god, this game with the words! Wait, isn't this a Alolan executor? I've never seen one before, so I didn't even realise what it's doing here in Rhyme City. Why don't we ask and get some other questions in whilst we're at it? We can't investigate until it moves anyway. Hey, Executor! Over here. Look down, by your feet. It also likes to repeat the Pokemon names a lot. This is going to test whether I can speak properly, that's for sure. Eggs! Well, don't all talk at once. Oh yeah, they got 3 heads. How about this, Executor? I'll tell you which head should answer. Sound good? Eggs. Oops, forgot to say which head. Kind of ruined your theory, didn't you? Probably not.
Hey.
You middle list head. Why are you here? Eggs. Guess it's been travelling around with the apple vendor. That'll explain why it's here in Rhyme City. So wait, you just asked what about you to the one head.
Hey.
You, right head. Tell me what happened here. Eggs. Corviknight came flying through, and when you tried to dodge it, you bumped into the fruit stand. I knew it. By the way, have you seen a hat? Corviknight took mine. Eggs. Guess it happened too suddenly for you to tell. Oh well.
Hey.
Left head, we've got a favour to ask. Egg. The way that he's referring it to left head, right head, and middle head, or middlest head, is interesting. Sorry, but we want to search through those apples scattered behind you. Could you please scooch over a little bit? Egg. Oh, good. It's moved for us. Now we can investigate the scene. Right, let's investigate. This is where all the apples got scattered around. Let's the investigating begin. Ooh, so now what we get to do? Remember what we were looking for? The 2 missing applins. Well, there's one. I see one. Right. That's right. There's a lot of apples here, so try not to overlook them, okay? There's one. Look, an applin. I found one. Would it be unorthodox to go around biting all the apples to see if they reactivate to see which one is a Pokemon? Look, an applin! I found one! Have you been sitting still pretending to be an apple this whole time? That must have taken a whole lot of patience. I definitely couldn't do that. Sit still for that long. Huh? Patiently staying till... Still, it's one of your talents. Impressive. It does seem very unethical. I would agree with you there. That Corviknight got you wrapped up in quite the mess though, didn't it? Your friend is waiting for you. So you found one. Let's examine the boxes. It's an apple crate. No sign of an applin though. There's apples everywhere. I don't see any applin. At this point, these apples are only good for making juice or jam or something. An apple pie sounds good right about now with a bit of custard. Is that also a bit unethical when the fact you're talking about applins? Would they be offended if you use apples to bake food? I'd still eat them, bruises and all. Well, we searched pretty thoroughly. I still don't see my hat or the other applin though. Where could it be? Okay, looks like it's stuck underneath. Huh? Did you see something move behind that crate? What? No, I didn't notice anything. Try checking again. Maybe something changed. It's the hat! Oh! Okay.
Huh?
My hat! Corviknight dropped it. Could have sworn it wasn't there earlier. Anyway, I'm just glad to have it back. He is whole again! Pikachu has his hat.
This was a real pain.
It's moving.
Hey, get back here. The heck?
Hey, quit playing around.
Hey, I'm not playing at all. My hat keeps moving on its own.
That's ridiculous, Pikachu.
See? Told you so.
Executor.
Guess I've gotta go get it.
Guess so.
Okay, so now we have to climb Executor. Okay.
Well, Tim, lift me up.
Okay. You alright? Don't hurt yourself.
Please, this'll be nothing.
Where was it when you went to pick up Pikachu then? It was just like I just wanted to sing It's a Circle of Life. I wasn't paying attention to realize I needed to push buttons. Mash the button!
Finally got you back.
Oh no. I kind of predicted that would have happened. Pikachu, it's an appling. Whoa. Are you okay? Fine and dandy. Nice catch, by the way. Are the appling okay too? Yeah, they all seem happy to be reunited. Good. Glad they're alright. Oh, look, it looks like a mummy and a daddy applin with a baby applin. That's rather cute. Some of them was wearing my hat, But seeing it move on its own really threw me for a loop. I'm sure Corviknight dropped the hat. mid-flight and it just happened to fall on top of Applin. Oh yeah, hey Tim, where's my hat? Don't worry, I got it. At the end of the day, I'm just glad I didn't lose my hat.
Yeesh, that was a hassle. Yeah, now that's more like it.
Yeah, you look like yourself
He
again.
felt naked without it.
Thanks, Tim. Harry gave me this hat to commemorate our partnership.
The awards ceremony will resume shortly. We ask that all participants please return to the venue at this time.
I guess we better hurry back.
That darn Corviknight. I'll let it off the hook just this once.
Okay, so they solved the Corviknight issue.
Great work. Thank you. And you as well, Pikachu.
Yep.
I can't say it enough. Rhyme City owes you a debt of gratitude for your efforts. We strive for coexistence between people and Pokémon in our fair city. And you two are the ideal detective duo. On behalf of the city, I am pleased to
We
present
do
you
like
this
equality.
medal.
Thank you, Mayor Myers. I'm honored.
Of course, you get one too, Pikachu.
I was about to say, where on earth is he going to put that pin?
Yeah, I'm the great detective.
I'm very glad he put it on his hat.
Think that you too, little hero. Both of you, keep up that great work.
Way to go, Tim!
Congratulations, hon.
She looks like she's wearing Daisy's outfit. Observation. the what do you call it? The grey matter is already working. Later that evening at Tim's apartment.
So proud of you today.
Tim's mother.
You're amazing, Tim.
His sister.
You think so?
Everyone knows all about the amazing work you two have done. There was the Eevee abduction case, the fossil stealing spree.
And the Rhine Tower standoff case, too. They even made a movie based on the R case.
Yeah, I thought that movie was pretty good, but how come Mom and me didn't even show up in it?
I have no idea, but movies usually do their own thing, don't they?
Yeah, I guess.
Is this a semi-dig at the Detective Pikachu movie?
Oh, by the way, I've been meaning to ask you something. This is Dad's Pikachu, right?
Yeah. He's my partner at the moment, though.
I see.
Whoa, whoa. What's with all the staring?
Duh.
He saved your dad from trouble many times.
Wow.
Because it just acts like he's
The news
like
is about to start.
what do you call it?
Maybe there's an update on that Corviknight.
Alone when his dad goes missing.
Yeah.
I like how he's got lightning on his shoes. Check the TV. Okay. There's our little awards up on the screen there.
Hey,
These are our old case notes. Yep, it's all the stuff you told me to keep a record of. Not bad, Tim. There's a lot you can learn from the past cases, you know. Show me what you've got there. Oh, the R case A? That takes me back. It was the first case we partnered up on. Yeah, R was a chemical that made Pokemon go berserk. It was created from Mewtwo cells. When a Pokemon was given R, its eyes would glow red and it would become enraged and violent. It was horrible. Even now, I still can't believe they used innocent Pokemon to cause all those incidences. Same, that was one tough nut to crack, but we managed to catch the culprit at the end. As for Mewtwo cells and the remaining vials of R, we confiscated all that stuff when we brought the culprit to justice. Speaking of which, in our final confrontation with the guy, you managed to use one of your moves. You usually can't use any of your moves. How are you able to pull that off? Beats me. I'm just babbled as you are, kid. After Harry went missing, I lost all my memories for some reason. That's also when I realised I couldn't use any moves. Maybe the pressure of that intense situation is how you were able to use that move. Could be. It's a possibility at least. After I used that move, I just blacked out. I was really worried about you. Aww. Caring. Do I check out the awards? Should we look at the awards? These are the medals we received. They're a proof of all the good we've done with our great detective work. Let's keep it up, Tim. Okay. We're interrupting your regular scheduled program to bring you the breaking news. Oh, what's going on?
According to amateur footage we've received from a viewer, Pokémon appear to have caused an explosion. This explosion occurred in the mountain range northeast of Rhyme City. This may be related to the recent uptick in incidents involving Pokémon. Rhyme City Police and the newly established Pokémon Protection Bureau are investigating. Amelia Christie signing off.
Hey, Tim, did you catch that?
I hope that incident doesn't have anything to do with Dad.
Same here.
Apple juice.
Mewtwo told me 2 years ago. Dad's alive, and we'll be able to find him as long as we don't give up.
Yeah, Mewtwo is still our only connection to finding Harry.
Whispering to Pikachu, are you? You're just like your father, talking to Pokémon like that.
Oh, really? It's been 2 years since the R incident. Since then, we've solved all kinds of cases. The mayor even gave us an award for it. I can still talk to Pikachu and understand him. If the two of us keep solving cases together, I'm sure we'll find my dad someday. Whoa, that's a lot of Whimsicott.
Sure is. They ride through on seasonal winds every year.
I hear they can be real pranksters.
If they get in a house they like, they scatter cotton everywhere.
Sounds like a pain to clean up.
Yep.
I just called them the sheep Pokemon.
The sweet smell of coffee is calling my name.
It's the perfect Pikachu bait.
That's what I say every morning.
Yeah.
Frank Holiday, Rhyme City Police Investigator.
Inspector Holiday.
Inspector, not investigator.
Did you
Inspector.
finally find my dad?
Sorry. No. I'm here on a different case. We've received reports of a jewel theft. Could you lend me a hand with this?
Ooh, a robbery.
Of course.
Okay.
The incident occurred at the dentist residence, the mansion down the street.
I like the
Sorry,
music.
but Brad is waiting for me. I'll go ahead and meet up with you there.
So much for my coffee.
Okay, the continuous mention of coffee is now making me want it. Okay, let's go, Pikachu. Wait a second, Tim. What for? I need to get my coffee. There's no need to rush. You've got to be calm and unhurried if you want to do the best investigation. Yeah, I guess that's true. Pikachu's a real talkative Pokemon. If you see this Pikachu icon in the lower left corner of the screen, you can press the right button to chat with him. Sometimes Pikachu will try to get your attention and Pikachu icon will bounce to let you know he wants to talk. If you see this icon bounce, you push the right button. Okay. Tim, I think he's trying to get my attention.
Whoa!
I tried to move away, that didn't work. Hey, don't ignore me.
Tim.
Okay, I will talk to
Look,
you.
I know we need to hurry. But would it really hurt if we relaxed a bit? For instance... Oh, here's a good idea. You could listen to some sage advice from a great detective like me. Okay.
Oh, but Holiday's waiting. We better go join him.
Whoa!
Okay. It doesn't seem to like to let you to wander around and explore. Interesting. There's so many Pokemon around. Ones I recognize but don't remember the name of. Anyway, I appreciate you coming on such short notice, Tim. This way. The crime took place at Dennis' residence up ahead. So we're going into the Dennis residence then. Go to the scene of the crime. Wait, we gotta go this way. Whoa! That's a big house.
Well, if it isn't the great detectives.
Oh, is he gonna be like one of these sort of like rich, snooty people? Oh no, it's the police lieutenant. Okay. It's been a while, Brad. I see you on the case too. I suppose that means you are as well. You private detectives do love sticking your noses into every little thing. Brad McMaster. It's a fellow Merc! If Mr. Dennis hasn't requested you personally, I'll be asking you to leave right now. Yep, he's still a jerk. Think he's still holding a grudge from that time we showed him up? Manic! He says no funny business. Sheesh! No wonder you two are partners. That's enough, Brad. We're going to be conducting the investigation together. This is the scene of the crime, right? Yes, this mansion belongs to Sanjeev Dennis, a jeweler. Why can't they just have like a normal, I say a normal name, a more common name that's easier to pronounce? Mr. Dennis is one of the wealthiest men in Rhyme City. Under normal circumstances, a villain like yourself would never have the opportunity to meet him. Make sure you don't do anything to offend him. Oh, and don't get in the way of our investigation either. He's just got to get a dig in somewhere, doesn't he? Okay, Tim, come inside. Is this quite a cute... Ooh, the missing jewel. This is a rather cute little game. The graphics is too. There's a lot of dialogue. Some people don't like that when there's a lot of dialogue all the time. They like to just be able to like get into the game. Considering like I've been playing this for like what, nearly an hour now, and I've not really got into the nitty-gritty stuff of it. That's what sometimes turns people off. But I'm hoping once you've gone through the tutorial and the main sort of introduction to it all, then you'll get into the nice like gritty, nitty-gritty stuff of it. Anyway, where were we? Right. Alright, Tim. Mr. Dennis is waiting for you in the room. To the right. Thanks, Inspector Holiday. Right. Okay, I need to talk.
Whoa!
I wasn't trying to go up the stairs, Pikachu. Right, we're going in and talk to him.
Oh, Tim, I've been waiting for you.
With these, you can tell he's a jeweler. He's got all these gold watch and rings and stuff. It's a Growlithe! They're rather cute. I do remember the Growlithes. Yeah, that I feel the same. Sometimes I find that I can only play that in moderation sometimes because the dialogue is so much. Especially when you're like when I'm on stream, like trying to be diverse and appeal to all audiences. It'll be good to like read off the text that's on the screen, so that those people that can't see can hear what's on the screen as well as the people who can't hear, they can obviously then read it. But yeah, it's the typical sort of like Nintendo Switch dialogue type general game. So, which reminds me, I still haven't finished the Professor Layton game that is on the Switch yet. I started it. I've done about 3 or 4 cases. I'm still yet to finish it. Anyway, my name is Sanjeev Dennis. I'm a jeweler, and this is my partner Growlithe. Growl. I'm Detective Tim Goodman, and this is my partner Pikachu. Sorry to jump right into it, but could you please tell us what you know about the incident?
Oh.
So, a precious jewel was stolen while I was out of the house. It's called the Aurora Drop. It's a very rare jewel indeed. The Aurora Drop? What a mysterious name. Magical, even. The thief injured one of my staff members and made off with the jewel. So we've noted down the testimony. Okay, cool. Thankfully, my staff member's injuries were minor, and yet it's something sticking out to you as odd. Well, the police are treating my trusted butler as the prime suspect. They think the butler did it? Why is it always the butler? Could you tell me a bit more about the stolen jewel? It looks like this. Most gemstone must first be cut and polished into beautiful jewels. But the Aurora Drop is said to have a natural formed into shape. So it does look a bit like a jelly bean. Is that the best way to describe it? Might be a bit hard for a jelly bean. The way it shines looks a bit like an aurora. Yes, that's precisely how it got its name. The Aurora Drop has been the subject of many a tale, but it was thought to be nothing more than fiction. Even among us jewelers, for the longest time, we called it the Jewel of Legends. Or that, yeah. But I don't think you really often get that sort of like paley purple fruit pastel, do you? Well, he wasn't kidding when he called it precious. Guess it's no surprise that someone wanted to steal it. It definitely sounds valuable. Where were you displaying it? I kept it securely locked with a special reinforced case inside my jewel storage room. There are locks on both the storage room door and the reinforced case. And yet, despite all that security, it still got stolen. I feel like that's supposed to be said in an inquisitive way, but that also reads a bit more patronising. It's like, you have all that security and it still got stolen? What the hell is wrong with you? You mentioned that the police already have a suspect. Yes, they believe the thief is my own trusted butler, Barnes. Why do they think that? Because Barnes and I are the only people who can access the key to the storage room. And what's keeping someone else from getting to it? The key is always kept around Growlithe's neck. If anyone but Barnes and myself attempt to take it from her, Growlithe would start barking. My Growlithe is a very loyal Pokemon. She would never allow the key to be taken by a stranger. I don't see a key around Growlithe's neck right now. The police think Barnes took it. That would certainly make sense, assuming Barnes really is the culprit. Mr. Dennis, if possible, I'd like to talk with Barnes. He's currently being questioned by the police, but you don't believe Barnes is the thief, is that correct? I've known Barnes since we were young. He worked in this home for years and has always served us well. I'm certain that he would never steal from me, and I couldn't possibly imagine him hurting anyone. So you're saying Barnes didn't do it, and the real culprit is still at large? That's right. Someone else must have stolen the jewel. Please help me prove that Barnes is innocent. Ah, so that's why we're called here, to clear his butler's name. We'll talk to Barnes later. So there's, as per usual, the police have one set sort of clear pathway of what the result would be, and they're sticking to it without looking at the bigger picture. So that's where we come in. Oh, hello, Mark. So finding the Aurora Drop and clearing Barnes of suspicion. Those are the two things you called us here to do. Could you please? You're the only ones I can count on. Our job is to investigate the case and reveal the truth. We won't know if Barnes is truly innocent until we look into these moves. Yeah, the police must have at least some reason to suspect him. But we'll do what we can. If that's acceptable to you, we'll take the case. That's more than acceptable. Thank you, Tim. Great. In that case, may I start investigating the scene of the crime? Of course. The jewel storage room is just upstairs. I know you won't let me down. Right, okay. Wait a second, Tim. There's something I want to try, starting with this case. Something you want to try? Yeah, a case notebook. The writer for Detective Journal swear by it. Detective Journal, that's the magazine you're always reading, right? Yeah, that's the one. They researched the most efficient way for detectives to organise their case notes. The solution they came up with was a case notebook. Sounds intriguing. How does it work? I'm getting to that. First, open your notebook. Okay. Oh god, okay. First, let's write in the notebook any burning questions that arise while we're investigating. We'll summarise the testimony and evidence that we gathered during our investigation of the page. I can tell all this dialogue and reading is draining my brain. So it's a prize jewel that someone has stolen. After we've collected enough testimonies and evidence, the beginning deducing option will appear. When you select this, we can start deducing the answers to our questions. We don't have enough testimonies and evidence right now, but once we do, we'll be able to start deducing. Okay. I guess actually using the notebook is the best approach. So Tim, what do we do right now? We'll have to collect testimony and evidence to figure out how the jewel was stolen. To do that, first we have to investigate the scene of the crime. That's right, let's go check out the jewel storage room. He looks so happy. Right, let's go upstairs. This the vault room? No, this is the vault room. Oh, what's this? A feather?
Oh!
What's all these Pokemon feathers? It sure looks like they're scattered all over the floor and the window's open. Maybe a Pokemon got in or out through here. Do you think it has anything to do with this case? Look at this. One of these feathers is darker than the others. You're right, the other 6 are lighter shade of blue. Something about that is nagging at me. Okay. This room is currently being searched by police. Okay, I will go in this one now. The jewel storage room has been left exactly as it was at the time of the incident. Inspector Hollow already filled me in. Please go right ahead. Thank you! So we see more feathers and what looks like that sheep ball. What is it, Pikachu? I checked out the door, but there's no sign of forced entry. Then can we be fairly certain that the thieves used the keys to get in? According to Dennis, this room where the Aurora drop used to be. Let's take a closer look. Right, okay. Let's have a look around. So let's go to the chest. What a beautiful jewel. It's so clear and sparkly, absolutely brilliant. Agreed, jewel. That fresh green colour reminds me of the forest you're looking at. It's calming. So there's fluff on the floor. You got a blue jewel. It's a deep blue like the ocean. It's kind of magical feeling to it. Then you have a red jewel. Well, a vibrant red like a boiling hot lava. It's almost too bright to look at. This area looks more disturbed than the rest. Let's start investigating. We might find a clue. Alright, don't let any details slip past you, Tim.
me see.
Where should we look first? There is another feather there. Here's a blue feather. Do you think the Pokemon it belonged to was in this room? Maybe it's from the Pokemon that lives in the mansion. Let's look into that later. This looks like part of the jewel case. Based on the shape, you think the top of the case was cut off. Yeah, it looks that way. It's really clean cut. Okay. Fire must have taken one seriously sharp blade. I doubt a human could pull that off. So it requires a Pokemon that has some sort of sharpness to it. There's some cotton on the ground. It looks really fluffy and soft. You've seen the cotton. What's a bunch of cotton doing here? The jewel case is still locked. They didn't have the key to the jewel case. They just had the key to a door. Like Dennis said, the jewel in this case was stored under lock and key. And the key in the case is a different key than the one to the jewel storage room door. I wonder who has that key then.
Right.
We covered everything I was wondering about. Any other spots you want to check? This is the only case that's damaged. Must be where they kept the Aurora drop. The edge looks like it's been sliced clean with a blade. What kind of blade could slice that cleanly through such a sturdy jewel case? Oh dear. The base of the jewel case is firmly fixed to the floor. Yeah, moving the base doesn't look like it's even possible. Okay.
Hey, Tim! Check it out! Looks good, huh? Disguises are a key part
Like
of
me and
detective work,
the kid in the bath putting the bubbles on my face to make me look
Quit
weird.
goofing off and investigate.
He clearly doesn't appreciate my art. Perhaps I need to give him a little more training.
That was a good snapshot. I don't see anything else worth investigating. Okay, let's go back.
Okay, let's start deducing.
Okay,
Okay.
so we could begin deducing. Okay. Right, alright, so let's begin deducing in your notebook.
Okay.
We have a few plausible theories. Which do you think is right? How was the jewel stolen? So the culprit cut open the case and stole the jewel. The culprit hasn't actually stolen the jewel yet. The culprit unlocked the case and stole the jewel. We know it was sliced open.
Okay.
After that, the Aurora was removed from the case and taken away. Right, and we saw that the jewel case was still locked, which supports that claim. We still need to investigate more to determine how the case was sliced open. But at least now we know how the thief got their hands on the Aurora drop. You made the first step forward.
Okay.
Okay. After investigating the scene, we now know that the crime was carried out. We can be certain that the culprit sliced open the case. Excuse me, and took the jewel from inside. But there's just one thing that's strange. Oh yeah? Yeah. Think. Tim, what's strange about the way the crime was committed? The jewel storage room door was locked. Well, that's not true. The jewel was stored in this room. So yeah, the glass was cut, but not the door wasn't. The door to the storage room was open with a key, but the jewel case was still locked when it was sliced apart. That's right, so that means that the thief only had one of the keys, the one to the storage room. They didn't have the key to the jewel case. According to Mr. Dennis, only he and Barnes can access the jewel storage room. I understand why police have said Barnes, but I'm not so sure. Obviously, it's the best if we could talk to Barnes. Oh, so... Oh, God, I can't stop yawning, excuse me. But he's still being questioned. We need to ask Mr. Dennis about the lock on the jewel case. Right, after we wrap up here, let's go ask him. This music's quite good. I could work to this. How's the investigation going, Tim? Oh, Mr. Dennis. Sorry, I couldn't stand just waiting around. Have you discovered anything? It does appear that the culprit used the storage room key to gain entry. We believe then they cut open the jewel case and took the Aurora drop. If that's so, I suppose that doesn't help Barnes much since he has access to the key. I have a question for you, Mr. Dennis. Who has the key to the jewel case? I have it right here. I always carry the key to the jewel case on my person. I know Barnes a very long time, but I still won't give him this key. So, Barnes could have opened the door, but then because he doesn't have the key to the thing, he could still tear it open. But we've already said that it requires something other than a human to slice that cleanly through the glass, so we'll see. The security of the jewel case is my personal responsibility. Got it. So both Barnes and Dennis can access the key to the jewel storage room, but only Mr. Dennis has access to the key to the jewel case himself. That's valuable information, Mr. Dennis. Thank you. Really? I thought I might be getting in the way, but I'm glad to hear I could help. Right. So the Aurora drop is meant to become a symbol of arrival for the Rhyme City. The revival, sorry, not the rival. Revival for Rhyme City. Anyway, I'm counting on you, Tim. Right then. So a symbol of revival. Let's ask Dennis about that later. So the thief cut open the case to steal the jewel, but they had the key to get into the storage room. And the only people who have access to the key are Dennis and Barnes, so it makes sense that the police would suspect Barnes. If the key hadn't been used to unlock the storage room, Barnes wouldn't be under suspicion in the first place. Why would he do that knowing people would suspect him? Maybe he didn't think that far ahead. In any case, based on what we found at the scene of the crime, we can't be certain of anything just yet. We need to talk to Barnes and the other people in the mansion and hear what they have to say. Yes, we do. Note, not just the people, the Pokemon too. I'll interpret for you when we talk to them. Alright, I'm counting on you, Pikachu. Okay, now that we've got our next step figured out, let's start interviewing everyone right now. I don't want to begin deducing because I don't think I can deduce anything. This is the jewel storage room, the scene of the crime. Okay, thank you for that. Right, let's go down there. We got a few people to talk to. Okay. Let's talk to the Pokemon first because Clefable? My brain. Fab! Oh. Oh my god. Miss Dennis' partner, apparently. Can I ask you a few questions? Hey! Whoa, who gives? no need to be so rude. What's wrong? Seems like she's really suspicious of us. Maybe she's feeling sensitive after the incident here. So the clever ball doesn't want to talk to us.
Yes?
Maybe she will.
You certainly don't look like you're with the police. State your business.
Oh, Claudia. We're detectives. Mr. Dennis asked us to investigate the incident that occurred here. Detective? Oh, I suppose my husband did say something about that. Your husband? You must mean your... Claudia Dennis, Sanjay's wife. I'm sorry to bother you, but do you mind if we ask you some questions? I do mind, actually. I'm going to have to ask you to leave. The case has already been solved. What do you mean? The police said that Barnes is behind all this, so the matter's settled. We've heard that he's under suspicion, yes, but we can't be certain it was Barnes who committed the crime. You sound just like my husband, but nothing you say will change the fact that Barnes is the culprit. She's very determined that Barnes is the culprit. Barnes's partner Ducklet was up to no good. I saw it with my own eyes. Did you witness the crime? Barnes's partner Ducklet was involved in the crime. You looked as though you don't believe me.
Excuse me?
Is it true that you witnessed the crime? Well, I didn't exactly see it clearly. But I did witness some irrefutable proof. What exactly did you see? At the time of the incident, I was enjoying a cup of tea in my room on the second floor. Just then, I noticed a bird Pokemon flying outside the window. Bird Pokemon? Yes. I clearly saw a blue bird Pokemon. It had to have been Ducklet. Now, we know that it is a blue feathered Pokemon because we've got the feathers. So that matches that story. See, I literally just said this. We did find blue feathers near the window in the storage room. So those were Ducklets. In hindsight, she was obviously stealing the jewel. I also heard a faint sound just before, like something metallic. A metallic sound. Do you know what could have made that noise? No, I don't. But the storage room was ransacked, wasn't it? I suppose that must have broken something in the act. And I've heard it confirmed that Ducklet's feathers were found in the room. Isn't that proof enough that Barnes is the culprit? She's pretty darn convinced of her own theory. But all is based on the metallic sound and the sight of flying blue bird Pokemon. Pretty flimsy if you ask me. Yeah. I'm sorry, Mr. Dennis, but the information alone isn't enough to definitively prove Barnes is the culprit. Then hurry up and find whoever it is and get that jewel back. Isn't that what my husband hired you for? Sigh. I get that she's upset, but she doesn't have to take it out on our ass. Right, let's learn about Barnes.
Excuse me?
Mr. Dennis seemed confident that Barnes is innocent. Oh yes, I'm sure he is. He's always been too trusting, especially when it comes to Barnes. Those who really trust each other that much. I'm told Barnes has worked here for a very long time. Yeah, because he said he'd been working there prior to when he was a kid. Much longer, in fact, that I've known Thunder. I suppose that's why Barnes is always taking my husband's side. What do you mean by that? Whenever my husband and I have a disagreement, Barnes inevitably sides with Sanjay, even though I'm sure he believes he's been impartial. The lack of self-awareness is yet another one of his many flaws. I get the feeling Claudia's not a huge fan of Barnes. I agree with you, Pikachu. Do you think that's why she's so sure he's the thief? Now, let's learn about Ducklet.
Excuse me?
Could you tell me more about Ducklet? Ducklet is Barnes' partner. She dotes on him tirelessly and is always by his side. Okay. You mentioned earlier that she might be involved in the crime somehow. Would Ducklet be capable of such a thing? Yes, she even helps Barnes out with his shopping. She'd certainly be capable of making off with a jewel. Well, whether or not Ducklet stole the jewel, the one thing that seems certain is that she really loves Barnes. Aurora jewel. It's a very valuable jewel. Mr. Doe told me the same thing. But do you really understand? Can you even comprehend just how valuable it is? Huh? I knew it. Just look at those blank expressions. Hey, my face always looks like this. Mind you, as it is, I'm not even sure my husband understands the true value of that jewel. After getting his hands on something so precious, why would he want to donate it to Rhyme City? So you're against donating the Aurora Jewel? Of course I am. Treasures like that aren't meant to be paraded about the general public. They should be preserved for quiet observation by a selected few. So she's a very up her own backside type person and didn't want this jewel. So she makes me feel a little bit suspicious of her, if I'm honest. I can't imagine her quietly doing anything. That is also true. Let's go speak to this dude.
Hello there, Detective Tim. Oh, I mean, Detective Goodman?
Larry. It's Larry Turner. He's new staff member. Wait, you are the detective, right? That's what Mr. Dennis said, at least. The name's... Wait, that's not proper enough. Sorry, my name is Larry Turner, and I'm a member. House staff. House staff, huh? Seems in over his head. If you need anything, just let me know. I mean, please inform me if... You really don't have to be so formal with us. Thanks, that's a huge relief. I got this job a while ago, but I'm still not used to talking all fancy. Neither am I honest. Uh-oh, is that a problem? Well, it's a good thing for me that Barnes deals with all the important guests. My main duty is taking care of Pokemon, managing the house and groundskeeping. I can handle all that, no problem. I don't know, this guy isn't exactly filling me with confidence in his ability to do his job. Anyway, you wanted to ask about what happened, right? I mean, I already told the police everything I know. I'm really sorry for taking up more of your time. Oh, sorry, that's not what I meant. I'm not complaining about anything. It's just that I don't remember what happened very well. Something attacked me out of nowhere and I blacked out. Something attacked him? So not the thief, then? Can you please tell me more about Mr. Turner? Sure, no problem. Right, so where to start? I was just doing my job like a normal today. I made a food for the Pokemon, did some cleaning around the mansion, then sort of thing. I think I was tidying the garden when it happened. I saw a ducklet fly out the second story window. As I recalled, I wondered where she was going. I mean, usually a ducklet just walks out the front door. It seemed weird to me, so I went upstairs to see what was going on. That's when I saw the door to the jewel storage. It was wide open. And if that wasn't shocking enough, the moment I went to look inside, I suddenly got punched by a Pokemon. Wait. I thought he said it started outside in the garden. Maybe that was just the initiation of it. But, yeah. The next thing I knew, I was lying on the sofa and someone was treating my wounds. A Pokemon punched you? Yeah, I felt like I glimpsed a small red figure for just a moment. Based on the size, it could have been human, so I'm guessing it wasn't a Pokemon. A red Pokemon. You know what kind it was? I'm really sorry. Really not sure. It all happened so fast. I see. I'm sorry that happened to you, but I'm glad you weren't seriously hurt. Haha, that's what the doctor said too. No Pokemon want to steal the Aurora job. It's possible that the culprit ordered their partner to spike the jaw and punch out Turner. So Tim, now that you've heard Turner's story, what do you think? We need to find the ducklet that flew out the window, and that red Pokemon too. Yep, you got it. So a red Pokemon supposedly punched it, and the blue Pokemon is the one that broke into it. What are you doing? Sorry. My doggy is asleep next to me. Anyway. Right, about the culprit.
Excuse me?
Did you see anything else when the Pokemon attacked you? The thief who brought the Pokemon along was probably nearby. Unfortunately, that's all I saw. I see. Can you think of any other details that might give us a clue about the culprit? Nothing in particular coming to mind. I mean, Mr. Dennis is such a nice person. I never heard of anyone holding a grudge against him. I was really surprised to hear that Barnes is the suspect. You don't think Barnes is responsible? I guess the police must have some reason to suspect him. But honestly, I just can't believe it. Barnes is still showing me the ropes around here. He's a great co-worker with tons of experience. I mean, if you know Barnes before all of this, you could never imagine him being a thief.
Excuse me?
Do you know anything about the stolen jewel? The Aurora Drop, I've never even seen the thing. It's been shut up in the storage room ever since it was brought to the house. Of course I know it's valuable and all. I assume that's what's been causing all the arguments between Mr. and Mrs. Dennis lately. What sort of arguments? In case you haven't heard, Mr. Dennis says he's going to donate the Aurora Drop. It seems like Mr. Dennis is completely against that plan. We've been fighting about it almost nightly. Every night? It must be really important. It must really be a point of contention. I guess Mr. Dennis just wants to give up such a valuable jewel. So the Aurora Drop been driving a wedge between husband and wife, eh? I was thinking that. It seemed a bit suspicious. Okay. Let's have a look here. Looks like some drawing tools have been left in here. I'm going to miss a Eunice room as a study too. Let's speak to Growlithe. Growl. It's Dennis' partner's Growlithe. She sure doesn't look happy. Growl. Apparently she feels responsible. No wonder she's so down. Maybe we should leave her alone for a little while. The name of this painting is the Golden Sunrise, as it depicts. A Pokemon that's spoken of in the legends. They say it brings eternal happiness, and that its wings shine with rainbow-coloured light. Kind of like, huh? The painting sure is beautiful, but I bet the real thing is even more breathtaking. Master is currently interviewing Mr. Barnes in this room.
Excuse me?
I guess it would be too much for us to join in, right? I'm afraid we can't allow even the great Detective Tim to do that. Police protocol, you understand.
Manic.
Got a moment? Manic. Don't want to waste time chatting while you're on duty, huh? Obviously stubborn, aren't you? You're even harder to talk to than Brad Manic. Okay.
I see.
Has to say, I'm guessing he also told you about his butler. He's definitely not pleased that Barnes has fallen under suspicion. I'm sure seems that way. In my position, I'm not at liberty to share all the information we gathered, but if there's anything I can do to help, let me know. Thank you. I was told Barnes is the police prime subject. Well, the circumstantial evidence certainly seems to point in his direction. He doesn't sound terribly convinced. Does anything strike you as odd? Yes, actually I can think of a single motive for Barnes to steal the jewel. It doesn't appear to be any ill will towards Mr. Dennis, and he's in no trouble financially. That being said, we may uncover a motive in the course of our investigation, but for now, I can't say anything with certainty. Understood. What was the situation in the mansion at the time of the incident? We're still looking into that. I'm sure you'll get more direct answers by asking the witnesses themselves. He's right, we should take this one step at a time and gather our own intel. I hear the Aurora Drop is an incredibly valuable jewel. The Aurora Drop's not just valued, it's famous throughout the entire jewellery industry. Then there must be plenty of people who would like to get their hands on it. Could the jewel have been stolen by the intruder? I can't rule out the possibility, but based on current evidence, I say the likelihood of a burglary is low. Why would you ask about your dad? I'm Inspector Holiday. I know this has nothing to do with the current case, but you want to ask me about Harry. Yes, do the police have any new leads on my father's whereabouts? I'm sorry, but we haven't made any front on that front. Oh, well thanks anyway. I still don't understand it myself. Harry was working on the R case when he went missing, so it stands to reason that if you followed that thread, you'll find Harry too. The case has been closed and we still didn't have a single clue. Seriously, where did Harry disappear to? Don't be discouraged, Tim. Look at how far you've come in the last 2 years. You've moved into the city in search of your father. You've become such a great detective that the mayor himself recognised you with an award. You'll find Harry, I'm sure of it, and in the meantime, I keep offering whatever help I can. Yeah, you're right. Thank you, Inspector Holiday. Right, let's go speak to Sanjeev.
Hmm.
Ask me anything you like. What makes the Aurora Drop a symbol of revival? 2 years ago during the R incident, my jewelry shop suffered considerable damage. Wait, you're a victim of the R incident? Yes. Some Pokemon who'd been exposed to R went berserk. They rampaged, destroyed my shop to say nothing of the damage done to my jewel and other goods. But at that time I already had the Aurora Drop. It kept it stored safely in the shop. So what's the Aurora Drop damage to? No, as a matter of fact it wasn't. Of all the jewels in my shop, the Aurora Drop was the only one that remained unscathed. In fact, debris fell so perfectly around the Aurora Drop that you might believe it was being protected. That's incredible. I guess there's something magic left in the world after all. Ever since then, the Aurora Drop became known as the jewel that survived the R incident. People started visiting my shop to just see it, and thanks to all that attention, my business was able to get back on its feet. So, like a valuable jewel is more the ways than one. What made you decide to bring it back to your mansion instead of keeping it at your shop? I decided to donate it to Rhyme City. The Aurora Drop? But why would you donate something so precious to you? It's not that precious to me, is that exactly why I've decided to donate it. Mayor Myers has done his part in improving our city by declaring the start of the Pokemon Friendship Week, and I thought it was about time I did mine. So I wanted to donate the jewel that survived the R incident as a symbol of Rhyme City's survival. I know that by doing so I can help liven up not just my shop, but the whole city as well. Wow, Dennis, I'm impressed. That's a wonderful gesture. I'm glad you think so. Not everyone is so pleased about it. Oh? Ah, forget it. Forget I said anything. I shouldn't burden you with a concern over such personal matters. For now, I'm counting on you to find the Aurora Drop as quickly as possible. Understood. We'll do everything we can. I heard a door creak. Now then, Mr. Barnes, we'll thank you to leave the mansion until further notice. Understood. Hey, it sounds like the Piss finished questioning Barnes. Let's go talk to him. Yeah. Time to talk to Barnes. Sigh. How did it come to this? Why are the police so suspicious of me? Excuse me, are you Mr. Barnes? Who might you be? I'm Detective Tim Goodman. My Mr. Dennis has hired me to investigate the crime that occurred here. Is that so? And my apologies, I am Brandon Barnes. I work here at the Dennis residence as a butler. Do you mind if I ask you some questions, Mr. Barnes? I realise you must be tired since you were just questioned by the police. Please don't worry about that. If you've been hired by Mr. Dennis, then it's my duty to give you my full cooperation. Thank you. Why would you like me to speak about first?
Yes.
I was away when the incident occurred. I wasn't until after I finished my errand and entered the house that I realised something was amiss. I heard Turner cry out for the second floor. When I rushed upstairs, I found him collapsed on the floor in front of the jewel storage room. So that means Barnes was the first witness to arrive at the scene of the crime. Did you see the thief at the Pokemon? No, nothing like that. Wait, if Barnes ran up the stairs, you think he would have run straight into the thief? If he didn't see anyone, could they have escaped from the second floor? Did you check the storage room? Yes, the door was already open, and when I looked inside, I saw the Aurora Drop was gone. I then contacted Mr. Dennis and the police right away. Is there anyone who corroborate your whereabouts at the time? Unfortunately not. It was only afterwards that Miss Dennis came out of her room to see what the commotion was about. And the only others in the house at the time were Growlithe and Cleatherbell. Naturally, no one takes witness statements from Pokemon, so I'm afraid I have no alibi. That's where we come in. The Pokemon that live in this mansion might know something. Mr. Barnes, do you have idea who the thief might be? Not a clue, I'm afraid. But I do know that Mr. Dennis and I are the only ones who freely use the key. Who can freely use the key to the jewel storage room. So we got another testimony. Growlithe guards the key with constant vigilance, so I imagine it would be very difficult for anyone else to take it from her. I suppose it's no wonder that the police suspect me given the circumstances, but I would never do something so senseless. At least this confirms that only those two have access to the key.
Yes.
Ducklet. Ducklet's my dear partner Pokemon. Just look at this photo. Ah, look how cute that is. Yes, this isn't she adorable? Just look at her feathers. Simply beautiful. But that's not all. She's also incredibly clever and even helps me out with my work. Oh, excuse me. I'm terribly sorry. I tend to get a bit carried away when I speak about Ducklet. It's really no problem. You mentioned that you help you with your work. What exactly does she do? Let's see. She runs errands for me, such as buying coffee beans from a local cafe. Oh, she buys coffee beans? Nice. I need to get train Nari to do that. There's a place nearby called the High Hat Cafe. Perhaps you heard of it. She rarely goes shopping there by herself. If that's their go-to cafe, then it's got to be for the High Hat blend. Guess I shouldn't be surprised that Rhyme City elites have such refined tastes. I asked her to go to the cafe today, in fact, but she hasn't yet returned. Could she have wandered off somewhere? Do you know any idea where Ducklet might be? Unfortunately, no. The feathers found at the scene of the crime are Ducklet's, right? Yes, no question about it, but I haven't the faintest idea why Ducklet feathers would be there. Just the thought of her getting caught up in the crime somehow, I'm so worried I can hardly think straight. Out of the jewels in Mr. Dennis' collection, he considers the aurora to be the most precious. He worked tirelessly to acquire it in the first place. You might even say the aurora drop is the physical manifestation, the crystallization of Mr. Dennis Torreira's aura. I wish nothing but swift retribution on the thief who stole it from him. For someone who speaks so formally, Barnes is a pretty passionate guy, isn't he? Please, Tim, find the aurora drop, I beg you. Don't worry, sir, we're on the case.
Well...
Based on Barnes' testimony, I'm really not surprised the police suspect him. Yeah, if only there was another witness at least. About that, aren't you forgetting someone then? Huh? Barnes told us that the Growlithe and the Clefairbell were in the mansion at the time of the incident, remember? Alright, maybe the Pokemon saw something. Exactly, you can leave the rest to me. Let's go question them.
Tim!
Sorry to bug you when you're already feeling down, but would it be alright to ask you some questions? Growl. We're here to catch the thief. We need your help to do that. If we help Sanji, thanks. Sanji? Growlithe's nickname for Dennis, near as I can tell. It's one of Sanji Dennis, so yeah, Sanji's seat makes sense. Anyway, Growlithe, can we start with the questions? Growl. Gotcha. As Dennis' partner, it's your job to guard the mansion, and we already know the key to the jewel storage room was already around her neck. Gow. Important to Dennis, so guarding it is important to you makes sense. Gow gow. She says she'd never let anyone on Dennis or Barnes ever touch the key. Gow. So that's why you feel extra responsible for what happened, huh? She's really got a strong sense of responsibility. Don't worry, the two of us are going to crack this case.
Well...
Do you remember anything about the time of the incident? Gow. You don't know because you were napping. Gow. What? Your breakfast was so tasty that you ate too much and made you sleepy? Ah, we've been there, believe me. Agreed. You get a food baby and a food coma and you just want to go to sleep after too much food. What are you even talking about? Gow, gow. You woke up when Barnes got home. It would have been right before the commotion happened. And when you woke up, your precious key was gone. Growl. Yeah, I can tell you're upset. Growl. You'll do whatever it takes to help us catch the thief. Thanks. We'll come ask for an assist if anything comes up. Growl, growl. She says Barnes is a kind and well-mannered person. He and Dennis are close and she never seen them fighting or arguing. Mr. Dennis really does seem to trust Barnes after all. Gow gow. And Growlithe likes Barnes too. Judging from what Growlithe said, it's hard to think of Barnes like a culprit. There wasn't anything Growlithe told me that helped it out prove Barnes' innocence. Only one left to ask was the Clefairbell. I'll do what I can to get Clefairbell talking to us. Thanks, Pikachu. Hey, what? You think we're thieves returning to the scene of the crime? You got it all wrong. We're not here to steal anything. We're actually great detectives looking to catch the thief. Please, can you answer some questions? Faye. Yes, really, come on, you can trust us. Faye. Yeah, help us out, and I'm sure Claudia's bad mood will clear up too. Faye. So you're willing to talk to us? Thank you. Guess Cleverbell was worried we'll do something bad to Miss Dennis.
Hey.
Do you have a job here at the mansion? Faye. No job per se, unless you count spending time with Claudia. Isn't it tough hanging out with someone so prickly? Faye. Claudia's not a bad person, you say. Sorry, didn't mean to be insulting. Faye. So Claudia's always arguing with someone or another. But when it's just you and her together, she starts to regret the whole thing. I get it now. Your job is to cheer her up when she gets into arguments. Well, you're actually pretty nice. I bet Cleverbell's really important to Miss Dennis. Did anything strange happen today? Hey! Cleverbell was saying she got really sleepy while playing in the mansion this morning. So both of them got really sleepy. I feel that. Then she dozed off and doesn't know what happened after that. That's too bad. So it seems like the Pokemon were potentially drugged or something. What do you think of Barnes? You get along with him, alright? Claudia doesn't like Barnes, so Cleverbell tries not to have much to do with him. Faye. But she doesn't think Barnes is a bad person. After all, she says, Barnes ran to help Turner when he got hurt. Wait, does that mean Cleverbell saw Barnes going up the stairs to help Turner? Yeah, it's got a... Cleverbell, what else can you tell us? Cleverbell was dozing near the front door this morning. When Barnes got home from doing stuff outside, she woke up and greeted him at the door. Faye! Then Cleverbell heard Turner cry out on the second floor, so they both went running upstairs. So, Cleverbell's testimony sort of corroborates what Barnes was saying. That means when Turner was attacked, Barnes was still on the first floor.
Okay.
Get our thoughts together. Based on everything we've heard, is there anything that suggests Barnes is innocent? Let's review the information we gathered and see what comes up with.
Okay.
We learned that Cleverbell greeted Barnes when he returned to the mansion, and Growler said she woke up exactly the same time. Barnes and the others only became aware of the crime after that. Doesn't that mean Barnes couldn't be the culprit? Barnes was on the first floor when Turner was attacked. That would have made it very difficult for Barnes to steal the jewel. I'm not sure we can prove Barnes innocent with that alone. Yeah, we can't exactly disclose that testimony came from Pokemon. No one believe us. It looks like we're going to need another evidence to prove his innocence. Barnes has an alibi. Nice. Pokemon alone are not enough. I think we're going to need some kind of evidence to prove their innocence, but where should we look for it? Nothing immediately comes to mind. Times like this, it's best to try and investigate other leads. We might find a thread somewhere unexpected that leads us back to this. To get close to the truth of this case, we've got no choice but to find the Pokemon that we saw. Witness reported seeing a red Pokemon and Ducklet. I wonder if the Pokemon that cut open the jewel case is the culprit's partner. It makes sense to think that, but no such human was seen by witnesses. Having said that though, we might learn something if we can't find the red Pokemon. Let's head into the city and get some leads on that red Pokemon. I'm sure we'll be able to figure out what Pokemon it actually is. At this point, it seems pretty unlikely that Barnes is the culprit. But then why did the Ducklet leave from the second floor window? Seems unlikely that it's going nothing to do with the jewel theft. Finding Ducklet would be the quickest way to confirming that. Good call. Let's head into the city and look for her.
Okay.
The only way to continue our investigation is Gary and Perry in the city. But where should we go? Should we go after Ducklet or search for the red Pokemon? If you're unsure, why don't we try following Ducklet? I think we've got a better lead to go on for that than the red Pokemon. Oh right, we did hear the Ducklet was supposed to go buy coffee beans today. I bet she went to the High Hat Cafe. You're right, we should probably go search the cafe. Let's not waste any time, Tim. Right. Oh dear, right. Well, I think that is a good stopping point in the storyline. So, I am going to finish there for tonight's stream. So thank you all for coming by and watching the initial story of the jewel thief that we're trying to figure out. I will return the following Monday with some more Detective Pikachu, and we'll progress in the story, and we'll see if we can prove Barnes is innocent and find the real jewel thief, and save the day, as we always do. So yeah, thank you all for coming by and watching and tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. Apologies for my awful pronunciation of some Pokemon, and the yawning. I don't know why I'm so tired today. And yeah, and I will catch you again soon to continue the story of Detective Pikachu. So yeah, thank you and good night.